All right, let's dive in. We're going to talk about business today, but maybe not in the way you're used to thinking about it. We're going to look at it like a living, breathing ecosystem where everything is connected.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. Who does a business really work for? I mean, the easy answer is the owners, right? The whole point is to make money. But what if I told you that's just a tiny piece of a much bigger, much more interesting picture?
The key to unlocking this whole thing is one word, and that word is stakeholder. Now, this doesn't just mean you own stock. A stakeholder is, well, anyone with a stake in the business, anyone who can affect it or be affected by it. It's like this giant invisible web, and this word, it's our map to see how it all connects. Okay, so to make this map a little easier to read, let's just split it in two. You've got your internal stakeholders, the people inside the business, and then you've got your external stakeholders, everyone on the outside. And trust me, both are absolutely critical. First up, let's zoom in on that inner circle. These folks are the heart of the business, right? The engine that makes the whole thing go. And right at the core of that engine, you've got the owners. These are the people who had that first idea, that initial spark, the ones who took the big risk to get this whole thing started. So what do they want? It's pretty simple, really. They're looking for profit, and they want to see their business grow. That's their end game. For them, success is proof their big bet paid off. Then you've got the investors. If the owner provided the spark, these are the people who show up with the fuel. They're the ones writing the checks to get things moving or to help the company get to the next level. And what are they after? Easy. A good return on their investment, their ROI. They put money in and they expect to get more money out. It's a calculated risk, plain and simple. And wrapping up our inner circle, we've got the employees. These people are the lifeblood of the company, seriously. Without them, all you've got is an idea and a pile of money. They make it all happen day in and day out. For them, this is personal. We're talking fair pay and job security. This isn't just an investment for them, it's their livelihood. It's how they pay their bills and plan their futures. Okay, so that's the inside. Now let's pull back and look at that outer web. This is everyone else the business absolutely needs to survive out in the real world. And who's the first group we see? Consumers. That's you, that's me. And let's be real, without us, there is no business. Period. If people don't buy what you're selling, the doors close. So what do we want? It boils down to a pretty basic deal, right? We want good stuff at a fair price. If we don't feel like we're getting value for our money, we are gone. We'll take our business elsewhere. But a company can't just make things magically appear, right? That's where suppliers come in. They're the ones providing all the raw materials, the parts, the services, everything that goes into the final product. And for this relationship to work, they need two things: consistent orders and getting paid on time. Simple as that. Their business depends entirely on the reliability of the companies they supply. Think about it. Every business has a physical address, right? It exists in a neighborhood, on a street. That physical space is its local community, the people who live right there. And what does the community want? Pretty much just for the business to be a good neighbor. Provide some local jobs, maybe support a local team, and definitely don't pollute or make a ton of noise. Basically, be a positive part of the area. And who's watching over this whole ecosystem? Well, that's the government. They're kind of like the referee, making sure everyone plays by the rules so the game is fair for everyone. And what's their stake? They want businesses to follow the law, and they collect taxes. Those taxes, of course, then go on to fund all the public services that we all use, like roads and schools. Okay, so we've met all the players, we have all these different groups, and they all want something different. And here's where it gets really interesting. Because a lot of the time, what one group wants is the exact opposite of what another group wants. It becomes this massive, delicate balancing act.
Let me give you a perfect example. An owner wants to cut costs to make more profit. Makes sense. One of the biggest costs? Employee wages. But for an employee, that wage isn't just a number on a spreadsheet. It's their rent, their food, their life. See the conflict? Pushing down on costs directly pushes down on someone's livelihood. It's a classic push and pull.
And this balancing act, it's not a one-time thing. It changes over time. When a company's just a tiny startup, yeah, the owners and investors call all the shots. But then it starts to grow.
Suddenly, happy customers and talented employees become incredibly powerful. And once it's a big, established company, oh yeah, what the community and the government think becomes a huge deal. So what's the big takeaway from all this? It's that a truly great business, one that's built to last, isn't just about maximizing profit for one group. It's about understanding that it's an ecosystem. Success comes from mastering that incredible balancing act between all the different needs of all its stakeholders. So I want to leave you with a thought. The next time you walk into any business, a coffee shop, the grocery store, even your own office, just stop for a second and look around and ask yourself, whose world am I really standing in? Because it's not just one person's world. It belongs to all of them. Thanks for listening.